No fucking way. No fucking way. No fucking way. Oh my god! Hey guys, NS1522 here. Your favorite Y2 phone. Even though it has NS in the name, hates the company itself because they make stupid decisions like this. I hate modern NS. Look. Oh my god. We are so back to 2023. Okay, so, a little backstory. So, CSX, back in like 2021 to 2020, was suffering like a power shortage due to pre-COVID levels, due to the increase in traffic, because COVID-19 had to fuck up everything, and there was an increase of traffic. And since CSX at the time had mostly AC-44s and GEVOs, and I guess a few Max and Rebo Dash-8s, it wasn't really going to cut it for them. So they had to reactivate. We'll get to that part. But first, in 2019, they started rebooting their Max into SC-70s. W move on CSX. I'm glad CSX appreciates Mac, unlike a certain other Class 1 railroad that decides to just throw the majority of their Max away. But I'm not a BSF channel. I'm an NS channel that loves CSX more than NS. What am I talking about? But yeah, they rebuilt their SC-70 Max, and they call them SC-70 ACs. And that still wasn't enough because, well, the program was still in its early stages and was also kind of halted in production by the COVID-19 pandemic. So CSX still needed more locomotives to combat the increase of traffic. So CSX, in a genius move, since they still had a lot of Dash-8s and Dash-9s in the storage, they decided to reactivate. I don't know how many they reactivated. They reactivated quite a lot of them. I don't know how many exactly, but I'm assuming it was around like 40 to 50. Maybe 40 to 50 Dash-8s or Dash-9s. But they reactivated them because, well, increased traffic, of course. You gotta make sure to get your freight across the country, because CSX decided to do this in 2017. I still don't like you, Egan Harrison. Why did you do this? Why did you do this to the Class 1 rare? But yeah, they decided to reactivate them. And I didn't see them at first. I only saw the SC-70 Max. But around like 2022, I started seeing the Dash-8s a little more. And then 2023 was when I started seeing them more often. And I loved it. Because, well, it felt like I was back in 2017 to 2018. And unfortunately, though, they were only around for like 2-ish years. And around like late 2023, they started to take the Dash-8s out of service and put them back in the storage. And the Dash-9 too. I'm sorry, I keep forgetting the Dash-9s too. I'm sorry. The Dash-9s too. And the reason was because, well, they really didn't need they really served their purpose. They were only around for temporarily. They didn't really need them much longer past like pre-COVID levels. Since traffic had gone down a bit and they had more rebuilt AC-44s and more rebuilt Max to handle the traffic, CSX decided there wasn't really no need to keep the Dash-8s and Dash-9s around. Besides from a handful going off to Pan Am, it really wasn't that. It wasn't really. That was it. They were thrown back into storage. And recently, CSX has been moving a lot of the Dash-8s around. Like, the chassis specifically was moved out of Cumberland and now was headed down south to like Florence, South Carolina. And other Dash-8s have moved down to like Winston, Florida, and like and Waycross, Georgia. Oh, because Cumberland, Maryland got its hump yard back, which, oh my god, CSX actually, I'm speechless, because CSX is now reversing what they did in 2017, which was getting rid of hump yards. This just shows why CSX is the best Class 1 railroad. And then, I kind of just thought they wouldn't return for a while. I always had this idea in the back of my mind that one day CSX was going to bring them back. Especially when I started noticing that, especially around like early this year, I started noticing that CSX was starting to like. So I knew that CSX was starting to like reverse a lot of their PSR operations, like getting rid of like certain aspects about PSR to improve their business model or whatever. And they also made Willard Yard a terminal again, and they also, again, like I've already said, they reinstalled the hump yard back in Cumberland because, well, sort of incident happened that I'm not going to elaborate, but let's just say that a misplaced car that was supposed to go to Avon, Indiana, ended up going to fucking Clearing, Chicago. Going to fucking Clearing Yard. I'm not making this up. Trackside with Alex told me this story. I was like, what the hell? So they restarted the hump yard again because they don't want shit like that happening again. So yeah. And then, today I just casually scroll through, not long ago, I just casually scroll through YouTube, and then I see this post from, I'm sorry if I pronounced her name wrong, but it's Hans's House of Science. Hans's House of Science. I'm sorry if I butchered your name. I'm terribly sorry. He posted this, saying that the Dash-8s and Dash-9s were being reactivated again. Yes! We are so back. They shared the post that B30 that oh gosh, I'm speechless. Really, I am. I'm speechless. This is amazing. I knew that CSX was going to bring these back at some point. I figured since, well, CSX was reversing a lot of PSR aspects and like getting rid of them to improve their business model or whatever. I knew that CSX was going to probably eventually bring these back. They weren't just going to get rid of them. They can still be used. CSX isn't just going to throw them away. Unlike a certain other Class 1 railroad. But yeah, this is really exciting. And in this post, you sure that CSX 8768 was leading CSX train B231. That train goes up to Bennsville, Illinois. I swear to God, I was about to freak out if this train came through my area, came through on the Garrett sub. I was about to freak the out. But no, he doesn't go on that line. He goes on like the Danville line or whatever the subdivision is called. This line right here. And apparently they're reactivating quite a bit Dash-9s and Dash-8s. I don't know. Most of them are Dash-8s. There's only been a few, like 1 or 2 Dash-9s that have been confirmed to be returned to service, numbers at least. But more are slated to be reactivated and placed back into service. Hey everyone, NS1522 here, post-production here. I was only informed recently, the same person sent another Commute Tab post out, and they released all the numbers of the units that are officially returning to service. So, we now have an official roster of Dash-8s and Dash-9s are expected to be returned to service. This audio was recorded a couple of days before this was released, so I didn't know how many were expected to return to service besides the one that were listed in the original post. But yeah, and also 7129, only the LMX Conrail Dash-8, there were only one left on CSX's roster. It wasn't on this list, but it is expected to be returned to service according to this comment that someone responded on my original comment that I left on the post. So thank you so much for letting me know about that. Anyways, back to the video. Thank you so much, CSX. This is why you're the best Class 1 railroad, because you actually keep your power around. And don't throw them away like a certain other Class 1 railroad. It still blows my mind that NS decided to make such an idiotic decision in 2020 and 700 locomotives. Like, you could have just rebuilt them, but I guess NS was like, nah, we don't want to do more rebuild programs. Even though NS is completely content with rebuilding like over 1,000 Dash-9s into C6Ms. Or whatever, I'm not the fucking company, so what am I fucking talking about? But yeah, I just want to share this post because, well, I love Dash-8s, I love CSX. Why would I not release a video on this? Even though CSX fan, even though my name is NS1522. Hey, I never said I disliked NS. I'm more of a fan of the classic NS. Not the modern day NS that has like 1 billion C6Ms as their roster. And a railroad that sells off locomotives and just gets rid of locomotives without no reason other than just they're old. And also abolishes like 40 trains last year. But yeah, I just want to share this post because, oh my god, CSX is so back. Thank you, CSX, for bringing the Dash-8s and Dash-9s back. This is why CSX is the best Class 1 railroad in the country.